your fanship and buying this book. Like, I've never actually written a book before, so you'll have to like bear with me. But the thing is, like, once you get going, you kind of can go anywhere, and once you're on the road, you meet all kinds of interesting people. As you can probably tell, I love vlogging, and it's like my favorite thing to do, and like all parts of your brain just like light up when you're out there telling your story, like learning so much about yourself as you do, and about the world too. Like, it's amazing, of course, but it's also like totally exhausting. Sometimes like being yourself can be like totally hard work, am I right? There's a lot of like what vlogging is, that's a lot like what vlogging is, being yourself. You just have to do it. And like sometimes even if you don't want to be yourself, there are ways of being yourself without being like yourself, you know? Like sometimes you can find a part of yourself that's like yourself, which is like also a possible future self, or like a past self that you never like fully followed up on, you know? And like once you ask yourself the right questions about what's different about what that self is and like your current self, then like suddenly you find that you're more interested than you thought you were, you know? And like obviously there are vlogs that are like totally basic, just a person like playing a fictional character, but like fiction can be boring after a while, you know? Like after you, like you always have to go into the same mindset before you can do your own thing, or like worse, your people, your followers, your subs, they start to confuse you. Like you with like, they start to confuse you with the character you're playing, and then like life takes over your art, or your art takes over your life. I'm not totally sure which one it is, but like you can totally lose the balance and like between the line between you, like yourself, more or less, and you that people like quote unquote know you as. It's tough sometimes, like take it from me, but you're always better being yourself as much as possible if you want people to relate to you. So like that's like the biggest lesson about vlogging, I would say, in the event that you're thinking of becoming a vlogger yourself, which I hope you do. It took me way, way too long to learn it, but like I did. So like I've already at least solved one of the bigger problems for you, because as you'll see as we go along, so much of vlogging is actually like solving problems. And there are so many problems to solve, you know, like what an adventure. And one of the main questions you're probably asking yourself right now is like, has to be like, how does someone get started in vlogging? Well, like there's no one way to get started, but like obviously you need the right equipment, right? Quality camera, mobile cameras will do, but if you have a high definition digital camera, that's so much better. But you also need a quality microphone, like maybe you can get one with a mediocre camera, but you cannot get by with bad sound. It will kill your vlog. Like once you got your kit sorted, you need a channel or an account where you or a video service, preferably one that's good for live streaming. Those are the basics. Other than that, you just need an idea, and I'm sure you've got lots of those. Sorry, if only it were that simple. Like you probably had a million great ideas, just like while you were reading these first few paragraphs of this book. But that doesn't mean you're always going to be able to translate them into content for your vlog. That can be so frustrating. Like the first thing any vlogger needs is a hook. Some people are just compelling, like they have an obvious charisma or talent or interest or whatever. But then there are the rest of us who have to work a little harder, dig a little deeper, and be that much more creative, so that our vlog is just as good and exciting and like consistent as the work of someone who is like, I don't know, like a slam poetry surgeon or whatever, you know. By the way, check out the channel Leaves for Life. Amazing stuff. I'm just saying, look, it took me a while to come up with my hook, but that was because I have this tendency to like overcomplicate things unnecessarily. Like I started out as a writer with my blog, Prima Donna, like love to you if you read it and subscribe back in the day, but then I tried to write about art and music and fashion and politics and philosophy and like dogs or whatever, but then whatever else it was. But like, you can just about get away with that when you're writing, but being a vlogger, it's just so much harder than like just being a writer or whatever, because you have to do too much about it at first. Like no one will actually want to watch the channel about everything. Sounds good on paper, but really it's just going to end up a total mess. So you have to like find something everyone can relate to and like run with it. Like I can't tell you how many hours I spent thinking of the perfect thing to use as the hook for my vlog. Like what was something everyone could be interested in. It was also like specific enough. It wouldn't just be like King Tut today, Lil Pump tomorrow, Wednesday evening eucalyptus, you know? But like you could try that, but I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe some people could pull it off, not me. I was just about to give up on it, but like I just had to accept that I was a blogger and not a vlogger, and that's like not such a terrible fate, really, but I felt like deep down in my heart that what I was put on this earth to do was be a vlogger. So like knowing that in my like deepest core, I just had to keep finding a way and I'd keep pushing somehow. Like so I'd sit for hours with the camera turned on, like nothing would come. I would suddenly like start feeling all this anxiety, like I couldn't even sleep at night. And like this is all this internal conflict was weighing on my mind. So one night I was wandering around Soho, waiting for a product launch, and feeling like really, really down. And I just went to a noodle bar on Water Street, and I was sitting there at a bar, and it was starting to get dark, and I could kind of see my own face in the window, like this ghostly outline. And I was actually like watching myself on a screen, and I had this big bowl of kimchi ramen and like these two chopsticks in my hand, and I was like, that's what it is, food. amazing, like literally the most relatable book in the world. Like, I mean, everybody eats, right? Like, I mean, everybody should eat, right? Like, I mean, there may be some people who don't eat for like medical reasons or whatever, but even if they think about eating probably, so it's like completely universal look. But like, like, it was kind of a problem too, you know? Like, are you okay? You're gonna be a food vlogger, but like, how do you distinguish yourself? Literally, like, everyone else is eating, like, always. They're always literally eating, and they're taking pics and posting it or whatever, and it's like totally boring and stupid, and you're just like, this is pointless. Like, who cares about your soup, you know? But I think most of the time, you're not really even eating a soup anyone would care about, like maybe a cool skate bisque, or something weird and cold, like maybe a chilled habanero and blueberry soup. Has anyone done that yet? Blueberry soup? It's actually a good name for a vlog, come to think of it, not a vlog I'd start, but a vlog, you know? You could do it. You can have that if you want. That's yours. Anyway, so that's...